and that's all you concentrate on.
That probably is
That's-
gonna
That's
be helpful.
how it has to work. That's just,
I've got a quick question for, which, fence post, is that what your name is fence
Now on the
post?
fence post,
Yeah.
yeah.
Call you fence post.
You know
said
me too
punch
well.
But I won't be.
What'd you say?
Punch bowl.
So there's, so
There's more
So
to
if
that
you're gonna
story.
create 4 ordinances, you really, I've never been to a town meeting where it was, ordinances were discussed. And I can see the ordinance involving retail sales getting beat to death by everybody,
Maybe.
but the others probably not. And really,
I've got no idea. I think we gotta work through it and do the best we can and
I was just kind of
What
surprised that it
folks
would take, more than one town meeting to go over
Yeah,
those
but
ordinances.
hopefully these meetings here can get it narrowed down enough so
So
we
that-
can feel comfortable going.
I think if you take a template though and do one, pick one and do it, maybe not the hardest one first, then you can take that template and move it to,
Yeah.
and kind of move it.
You're beyond me, but I'm not arguing with you.
Right, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to work at groups working on 4 or 5, I don't know, I think you guys need to agree on the whole ordinance on each one, I mean.
Yeah, 'cause
Well-
one is gonna impact it, I assume.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some implications from one to the other and so forth. It's gonna be a learning experience for
I think the biggest difference though is gonna be the retail, and
yeah,
I mean,
most of
it's-
it, I think, yeah.
it's
And you
gonna
have a
be.
motion on the floor.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't, what are you pointing at me for?
Yep, gotta vote, gotta vote.
Well, there's a motion and a second. I'll ask, although it's not my job, but
Yep.
those in favor? God,
Oh, twice in one night.
You ought to just leave.
I'm going
Get out of
home,
here.
I'm going home.
Yeah,
there's a motion to adjourn right back there.
Did you make the motion on the specific night, though?
No.
Or just to do it?
I thought you did say first.
I thought we
You
did,
did
I
say,
thought
you
it
did
was,
say
I
Wednesday.
thought it was unanimous in what I,
Well, that we would have 2 meetings a month, but I
On
mean,
the
if it
first-
doesn't fit, if
first-
it doesn't fit with the town
in the
schedule,
first,
then we can't do
well,
that.
we're gonna find a way to make it fit.
Did you say first and
Yeah.
third Wednesdays?
That's what I said, yeah.
Because, because there is a meeting that starts in here at 7 o'clock, right?
Bethel Water every
Yeah.
third
Yeah, I think
Wednesday.
Bethel-
Well,
Same
in
night.
the town manager said the other night, they can move that to a different
Yeah.
room
Oh.
in the
We
office.
can, we have 3 options, yeah, ultimately.
Which we didn't know about before.
No, I know it. Excuse me for talking so much.
This is
Did
historic.
you want,
No.
did you want to, take Jim?
It's not, I've been chairman of the board of selectmen, I've been chairman of a bank board, and it's not something I really relish. I'm sure there's other people that'd be better.
We definitely have to have Jim.
See, next week, Wednesday is planning board.
Okay, so next
So that's
week is third.
So the day would have to be the,
And you may have to use it.
So that's,
So it can't be the first and third, because planning board is, yeah, but planning board has 2 a month too.
okay.
I think there's only 1 this month, right?
Sometimes there's none, but, I mean, they're scheduled for, I think, 2 a month.
Maybe we should amend it to twice a month and figure out what day.
Yes.
So, we can do it.
Twice a month pursuant to.
To the town, that's what I said
Whatever the
originally.
And I started with Wednesday because that's what we started with,
Right.
was
I
Wednesday.
think that was
Yeah.
good, because a lot of us kind of work things around Wednesday nights.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm fine with Wednesdays, but I mean, that way it
But-
would be whatever
But
we.
can we do it subject to
Yes.
the town
whatever
being
the
able
town
to
can
accommodate us,
give
is that fair?
Yeah,
I thought that's how you had worded it, because I said we have to go by what they
Yep.
can put it, yeah.
If that recorder's working good, we've got it written down.
Hopefully it is, and I haven't
Is this
watched
recorder
them.
on?
I can't see without my glasses, I'm sorry.
I assume if no one turned it on, it's not
Is
on.
that a recorder?
No, that's just the
That-
recorder.
this is-
Oh, okay.
I haven't watched them, but I can try to
This
get
says
them to
0.
turn them up more.
Yeah, it's never been turned
And
on.
it's,
And I do have a hearing problem, I admit that, but that's why if we had someone here that was taking the minutes and running that thing,
Oh,
So,
Absolutely.
If Brooks had been able to be here, he could get closer
Yeah,
to such,
but-
but that's our
but
big
if there
problem.
was someone
is,
here that picked that up and made the motion, got the motions down, and we all had them, it would save us possibly bickering over what was said, who said what, and so
Or
forth.
having to watch 2 hours of video to figure out
Absolutely.
what one thing
Right.
was.
What is the, possibility if we can't meet here of going to the airport?
I guess the possibilities there, the big thing with the airport is you have to schedule it.
Well, if we have a schedule, then we can
Oh,
do
you
it.
do?
he's-
I found that a
he's
nice
scheduled
place
for
to meet the other day.
They
Yeah,
have a vending machine with coffee.
yeah,
And comfy chairs.
snacks, all the comforts.
Did anyone come up with any of the, any research on any ordinances that came out in the Thursday meeting? I don't have a printer, so I couldn't print anything off.
Any research, like, what did you?
When
what did you-
Thursday night, Quinn said that we should be looking into other town ordinances, and I was wondering if anyone did that.
I tried,
Yeah.
but all I could find, I found South Portland, but that there's zone.
If you want, I can
So,
email you several, and then you
he
guys
said
can
there's
just
one
look at them, figure out which one you wanna work off. I'll email them to you.
And then I looked I said,
You gotta have a plate somewhere, it's a boilerplate, you
town
have
in
to.
Colorado with 2,600 people, ski town. Tried to look there, but I tried looking, I didn't find it.
Out of all the ones I've looked at, and, I mean, it's up to you guys, I'll show you what the one from Breckenridge, cause it's pretty strict. It is, it's another ski town, it's fairly strict when it comes to the retail.
And is it
Smell,
the same?
distances, it's tough.
Is it the same, like comparable to Bethel as far as the amount of people there that's generally
There might be
there?
a little bit more, I mean, the thing that they did was they didn't want any of it in town, there is one medical dispensary, and the rest of it is out at the airport, as far as retail sales. Okay, so that to them was out of sight, out of mind. You know, they allow the growing and everything else out on your own personal property, but retail is out at the airport.
Now, was this
Out
a
at the airport,
dispenser?
that's in my backyard.
Yeah.
Oh, you own the land, so there you go.
Yeah, you own the property, don't you? It does drive property values up, Don.
I heard Bob's name mentioned a few minutes ago as possible chairman. I'd like to make a motion that Bob be elected chairman.
You just said you didn't want it.
Well, I was actually gonna make a motion that Quinn be chairman, personally. I think
He does have a lot of
he's
knowledge.
very, I think he's just very good for it. He's calm, he doesn't get ruffled, and he's got a lot of nice ideas. He works with everybody that I can see. We'll take Bob off the hook, he can just,
And I'm certainly not looking to do it.
and I really think he's been doing it pretty much.
But someone mentioned to me today a concern that where he was in a position to profit from it, that might not be a good issue.
See, I don't
How is
really
he in
think,
I gotta clarify that a
understand
little
that.
bit, cause he's not in a position to profit off, the recreational marijuana. He sells CBD and infuses food at his place, he's into the CBD end, and he's already licensed by the state. He's got a 5-acre hemp farm going on out here in Bethel.
Doesn't affect.
He doesn't do
No.
marijuana,
No.
he's hemp only, CBD, no THC.
Yeah.
Total separate license, he's already in business, he's doing it right here in town.
And you saying he wouldn't want to expand that?
No, he does
no,
not. He's
he's not
totally into
interested.
the other aspect of it. He's put all his money and time into the Harvest Bar that sells CBD oil, that infuses beer with it, food, everything. And he's put all his money into his hemp farm. And that's my understanding from him, Bob.
No, mine too.
I mean, that's just my
Absolutely,
understanding,
yes.
personal
He's not applied
understanding.
for any permits or.
No, it's like he said, it's a totally different thing, and he has no interest in going over here. He feels he wants to do what he does and do it well.
But
thought he had applied, but
marijuana.
I just wanna say something on it before you guys do choose one, okay? Nothing against Quinn, Bob, or anybody. whoever you choose has gotta be able to just say, okay, we don't need to hear Aunt B's cooking recipe, we don't need, you just gotta, these two know here, you gotta
keep it focused.
you gotta focus on everything and not like tonight we're kind of just all talking in here, but like us in the crowd, we got a time to say an opinion and it probably ought to be at the end of your meeting, period. Not
One
say
end or the
anything.
other.
Yeah, or beginning or end, one of the two, because that's interrupting you guys. It
Did you
just,
say you
it
had a
is.
pig farm?
Huh?
Did you say you had a pig farm?
No, I don't.
And I,
I'm just saying, whoever you choose, they gotta be able to just kind of, not maybe
Rein it in, yeah.
maybe not be so nice sometimes, and just say, hey, okay, we gotta move on, we gotta, else it will be 2 years.
We have 2 months on
and
that.
I served with Bob on select board back years ago, and he was chairman of that, and did a fine job running meetings the way this gentleman described.
I'm not saying Quinn can't do that, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying,
Does Quentin have an application in for something?
you gotta be able, somebody, has to be able to just lead
I'm-
it.
I'm not sure if he has anything in for, well, he certainly has an application for a license when they become available, I guess that's the.
See, that would concern me as a.
Oh, he does for the marijuana, he has one in? Oh, I didn't, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that
I didn't know
either.
that, so.
No.
The, the thing, I mean, I'm not trying to pick on anybody here. I think the one thing that people have to understand is those of us that are consumed in this right now, are trying to learn and understand everything. Once it gets more out in the public and you have another side show up to this. What we do needs to be credible. It is, when someone talks about conflict of interest, it is a very strict and a tight rule of law that you have to prove something that somebody, literally is gaining dollars and cents from what they're doing. When it comes down to proving that, I've sat with many lawyers in that back room out there and had this explained to me because things would come up about, well, someone has a conflict of interest. Aha, it may look like a conflict of interest in the court of public opinion. It probably is, if you wanna waste $20,000, fight over it. Again, there's going to be the court of public opinion here at some point. And once you come to that point, and you have those who perhaps oppose all of this, it's very important that you have a chairman that does not fall into the court of public opinion that seems to have something to gain or seems to be steering a committee.
So, we're talking about him and speculating, but why wouldn't we wait till he's here to speak for himself? He
That's
said he
my
didn't.
feeling.
He didn't wanna be chairman, you made a motion, don't know that anybody seconded.
Yeah, I wouldn't accept it without
Yeah.
talking to my boss at home, because she has feelings about how involved I get in something. So, I'd consider it, but I wouldn't say right now, but,
I have a quick suggestion. Pat may be leaving town anyway, so why don't you make her chairman? If somebody has to get ridden out on a rail, she's going.
down.
Oh, I thought you were. I'm sorry.
Okay, bye.
Sorry.
I'm glad you know what I'm doing, because I sure as hell don't.
But, okay,
Well, she went to Newry.
I went,
Oh, well,
She
that
left- that
explains
was-
does
it.
that count me out?
No, he said you're leaving town, you're already dead.
I'm already,
You already gone.
January.
But you're not a resident, you're just renting.
Right.
You live at our house,
I do.
remember?
Oh, she's
No, wait a
still
minute,
worried.
wait, say,
So-
no,
He
back up and
suggested-
said what now? You
Nothing.
said what about me?
Nothing.
He thought you were leaving.
And why did you say that?
I thought you
He
and I had
must
a
be
conversation
thinking of
that
the
you were,
town
you
manager,
sold
maybe?
your property, you
Yeah.
were living up in Newry, and you didn't know where you were going after that.
Oh, excuse me.
And I assumed you were leaving.
So why did you bring me in?
Because I thought you ought to be
he
the
was
chairman.
thinking you wanted to be chairman.
Oh,
So who is not here? John,
John, Martha,
Martha, Quentin, and Janet.
Janet, 4. I personally think that we should send an email out saying that next scheduled Wednesday meeting, there will be a vote on a chairman.
I think that's a great idea.
So that anybody who wants to can say they would like to be elected or offer their services, and if they don't want to, that's fine. But I don't feel right doing it without everybody knowing that we're going to do it. Because
They
John
did.
doesn't know, he hasn't been here.
But Quentin's last email said that he wanted people last,
Yeah, you
Yeah,
wanted to go
originally we were gonna vote
and then
tonight.
you people decided. to
and we
do it.
decided we'd wait until this meeting.
Yeah, well, we decided to wait till after the select board meeting,
Right.
because we still didn't know what was
And
happening.
this is the meeting after the select board, but I don't care, I mean, I don't care.
I
I
agree,
I'd like to see us move along, I don't care, well, I'm not asking to be chairman.
But I do
But I'm
think that
asking
next
we have-
week, no matter who's here, or next meeting on Wednesday, we've got to do it.
Mhm.
Cause initially that's why I came all the way from Portland after I went there this morning, because it was important to vote. Well, let's make up our mind and get it together and get a chairman
but what,
at the next meeting.
but that's a month away.
Well,
No.
you know,
2 weeks.
no, it would be sooner, if we've already done the 2 week, it'd be, wouldn't be a whole month away, because we decided for twice a month.
Well, that hasn't been approved yet.
But we
Yes.
Settled yet.
We voted on it.
No, you guys voted
But
on
we
it.
haven't settled it with the town as far as whether we're gonna be.
Well, but it was subject to the town approving it.
And we can't do it on the first and third because the planning board has.
we've still got half a month.
I think, well, it's already been said we can do it over at the airport.
It was said that we could do that?
Yes,
I
they
thought
said it
that's
has to
what
be
I said.
planned ahead of time,
Yeah,
but
just-
yeah, we should be able
just
to
gotta make
have
sure
it
there's no-
before the end of the month.
And we have to make sure that Quentin, lets them know that we don't need it every Thursday, because he had reserved it all along. So, can you make that a motion?
That we wait.
That we send out an email saying, telling everybody,
Sure. Yep, I make a motion that we send an email out saying that we are gonna vote at the next meeting for a chairman.
Who's gonna do it? That's what I mean, who's gonna do the email?
I think she just wanted to.
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay,
But,
So my motion for Bob is gonna die, is that what,
well, we can vote on it, but he,
he is not, I think he
what I said is I would speak to my wife before I'd accept it, just to keep peace in the house. Cause I do get involved in a lot of
Well,
things.
that will give him a few weeks to speak to his wife, and when we vote on
I
the
usually
chairman,
speak to
he'll
the
know
husband.
whether he wants to be.
I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
only, I think it's only fair that everyone is got the opportunity to say that they would like to or they wouldn't like to. I mean,
Yeah, well, I think, I don't disagree with that, but at the same time, I think we wanna make sure, and I'm certainly not the best one, but I think we make sure we have a good one.
make what, sure we have what?
A
A
good
good
I
chair.
think, I think it's a good idea to have a co-chairman because of the fact that if the chairman isn't here, you
A
have someone else
vice
who still got,
Yes,
you still have someone who can run the meetings.
yes.
and before you got here, Don mentioned that Christine had mentioned that
Right. No, I was here.
You were here?
Yeah, I was here.
And Dawn's at every meeting, so we could make him chair.
He could be
I
co-chair.
tried that
He
already.
could be co-chair.
make a grill.
Why not make him chair? He runs a hell of a good meeting.
Rick also asked at the select board meeting, how like who's been to every meeting. I've been to everyone but one. I think Quentin has been to everyone except for tonight. Don's been to most of them. He's been to everyone but maybe twice.
So is that a campaign to speak on your part?
That's a camp, no.
Would you be willing to do it?
No, I was almost in tears. I was almost in tears all day yesterday because I felt so beat up just at the select board meeting. And I just felt beat up and like, why? I just felt
You
terrible.
gotta get on the select board sometime, then you
No,
really feel beat up.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'll sign your nomination papers.
For the record, I only missed one official meeting,
See,
that was last Thursday,
and that's good.
the only official meeting that I've missed.
Last Thursday was,
I thought there were two, because I thought you were away. I'm thinking of all of them.
Maybe, yeah.
But anyway, that's good.
Anyway.
And also, no one at those Thursday meetings ever said, oh, they never said anything about who wasn't there. It's not.
it was, I mean, the Thursday meetings were always voluntary.
Yes,
They were never mandatory,
no,
but, and we just could not vote because we didn't have quorums. And it wasn't set up to be only strictly for making votes. I mean, it was so that we could get something accomplished and
We learned a
we
lot.
could vote at the regular meetings, these regular meetings, but, it was all voluntary.
And we learned a lot.
Yeah, we did.
So he has a motion, I don't second it, because I agree with that we should leave. I don't know if anyone else wants to.
No, I think,
Anyone wanna second that motion?
no, I withdraw it. What I'd recommend. Thank you.
If that is died, I have a question. Have you sorted out what you're gonna do about the 11th person who is gone now? Are you gonna stay with 10?
That's
Are
up to
you
the selectmen, that's not up to
Oh.
us.
gonna- Didn't know that.
It's 10 now.
It is 10 now.
I think it's very important, whatever, chairman we elect, be very impartial and not have any vested interest in future of this committee, basically.
And with that said, I am willing to put my hat in, with the understanding that I have not chaired before, and I would do my best to chair it the way it should be chaired. But I mean, that's just not a final, because, and I don't want any motions or anything, because I think it's only fair that people who are not here get the right to say whether they are interested or they're not interested. And that's, I mean, thank you,
Should we also have,
even though I'm gone.
should there also be a minimum number of meetings that you can miss before you are off the board? I mean, I know Janet is busy,
I think it
But
depends
she's
on the,
been-
I think it
hasn't
depends on
been
the
to a
reason the
meeting in
person's
months.
listening, maybe.
But then we're back to a quorum and all that
but
again.
that would bring us to 9 if she wants out. And now, I can't speak for her, but I have, her husband said that.
I think she has the right to resign if she wants to, correct?
Yeah, certainly, she can,
and I think
It's
she's
obviously
pretty
already
much.
Is that Nick's
wife?
She has.
Well, in the
Did
sense
Did I
she
hear
hasn't
her
come
the other
to
day,
any
and I don't wanna
meetings
put,
forever.
did I hear her say that she wouldn't mind resigning?
Yes,
Which I
Yes.
wouldn't have
Yeah,
done,
that's
so,
kinda where she's at with it.
I
yes.
kinda thought she was
Which
gonna
would bring
come
us
home.
to an odd number. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up, is before the selectmen go through the whole process of getting an 11th person, so we have an odd number. If we have one leaving, we have an odd number. If they go to all the trouble and get another person, and she leaves, we're back to an even number.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that it's important to have an
Just
odd
ask
number
her.
myself.
Well,
How many
Well,
meetings
it
you've
is.
been in where you had a tie vote? Just a question.
you need to get out.
Alright. Time again, oh my god.
Sorry, it's almost time.
You live here, Norm?
I don't know the answer to your question, Bob.
I don't know.
I don't think we've had a tie.
No, I don't, you're
I
ultimately
don't need
here,
to come in
as
5
it
years.
stands now, today, you're ultimately here to wind up doing a couple of things, the chairman and the vice chairman, if you so choose today, and you're gonna wind up with a charge that says produce 4 ordinances and pass them on. You've got things narrowed down to a pretty pretty simple docket here, I would, I would say, and,
So then why would we need an 11th person?
I, quite personally, don't think you do.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you
I
do
just
either
don't
because,
understand why we would have to have, go
No,
through all that if we just need an odd number.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
in
saying.
the state laws, there's not much in there that could be more restrictive than the state law.
Mhm.
So there's not a lot of arguing here back and forth, I don't feel, because
Right.
it states you can't be more restrictive than this. So this, you know,
You
this.
can't be more restrictive?
There's only a couple things you can be on it, and that is the distances.
and the number of plants.
Christine had showed me the attorney stuff, that there's a paragraph in there that you can't be more restrictive, or you can't be less. And she didn't think you could be more, but if you read down a little further, on the setbacks and stuff, you could up those, you can.
That's what I
I
thought.
mean, it says you
Showed
can't
you
in
at
one
the
paragraph,
airport,
but then it says you can.
It's
Yeah.
really contradictory the way
But-
it's written.
And sometimes less and more might mean different,
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
depending on what you're looking at.
yeah, it's,
Exactly.
like I said, it says one thing here, then the down further, it kinda contradicts itself, but it clarifies it, you know.
She actually, Christine gave us those papers the first night that she passed out the first moratorium. And I went home and I read them all the next morning. And I read that part and I was like, this is just saying the opposite of what it just said, but that's the one you're talking
Yeah.
about. But
And that's on the distances, so.
That's the kind of stuff that you run into in ordinance review and stuff. You'll have something written here and you try to match it up with site plan and something is contradictory. And you go, can't say that over here because when someone comes in for site plan, it doesn't fit. So that's the part the ordinance review committee will try to work with, and then it'll get sent on to a lawyer, and the lawyer will do their best to pick up any
and it'll be her.
contradictions that you might have.
It'll be her. So,
Very costly.
I have a question about, thank you so much for reminding me, I'm supposed to update that. And she uses just cultivation facility in here, it's not like the title that's in the law now. Do you think whenever I update something, I can be more casual like this?
It's not a legal binding document that you're gonna be sending out.
Good point.
Well, something's gonna get reviewed by an attorney before. we-
No,
No,
I
no,
mean, just the update of the informational thing that you mentioned that I forgot
Yeah.
to do.
But
That's
before
not-
we-
That's
Before
not
we
going to
send
the
that
attorney.
out, it'll
That's
be
not going
reviewed
to
by
the attorney.
attorney, so.
No.
That's not going to the attorney.
Wait, that's not, we're not sending that out, we're just using it for like an information.
Right.
Yeah, but you send
It
it
should
out
be
to
the
the
same
public, right?
terms as the state, right?
Yeah, I just use the same terms as the state,
Right.
not these, she made it more casual.
I think they should be the same as the state.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be.
Definitely.
I think those say,
But
adult.
you had another one. This is pretty detailed. You had another general one too.
that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's the one I think we should see and have a chance to
Yeah.
review it before we
Yeah,
act on it, that's all.
Yeah. yeah.
So is there another meeting now?
I have one question for Dawn. I thought I heard Christine the other night talk about in the charge, I thought I heard the words medical marijuana. We don't do that. We're talking about the latest law, correct?
Well, we're talking about, again, the lawyer is telling us that we need to address medical marijuana storefronts, because we have no rules in place in our town for those particular things.
So
Well,
we
who's
have to
we?
make why isn't that a separate? Do we have to make an ordinance for that?
Are we in charge of doing that ordinance also?
I think ultimately, there will be some discussion there somehow, because, the first thing that's got to happen is, when she gets back, she's going to talk to Mary Costigan and say, medical marijuana storefront, moratorium, do something up for us, so that
Okay.
we understand what we're asking or what we're kind of defining here, so.
And Don, I think you do need one on the storefront, and just, I know I do medical, but in the law, the way the laws are written right now, you can't stop it. If somebody wants to open a storefront, it's a gray area, but every town that's tried to stop it can't according to the laws of the state. But what you can do is put a moratorium on it and then figure out, even on the Maine Municipal Association, they have a list of what a municipality can do with medical, and then they have a list of what they can't do with medical. And what you can't do is ban it within the town here. And if somebody wants to come in, I don't remember exactly how it's written, but they're allowed to go get a commercial type facility to do this. And then the laws change under them just a little bit, but the municipality is not allowed to 100% ban them. But they can zone them out of town.
There's no
Or
setback.
they could set back them out of town, because the setbacks are the same for the churches and everything.
So then, so how are they gonna be put in town if the setbacks are the same?
They're not, but,
Or you just said they can't
I mean,
ban them
if
from the town?
the town can't ban it, but they can put down the setbacks.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
I'm
they
sorry, I
could
just
set back it out
understood.
far enough, is what I'm trying to say, and, you know, I mean, if somebody wanted to come in tomorrow, they could file for a permit, and it would have to go through planning and review, and they have nothing in place for it, so.
Those two bills that are still sitting somewhere in a vestige, do they have anything in those that said that municipalities could,
used to be.
oversee?
I think that
The new law gave them a lot more, if it went through, gave the municipalities a lot more leeway to regulate the medical marijuana, not on a person's property, not on a caregiver's property, but as far as the storefront retails.
That's what I
It,
thought.
but that law didn't go anywhere.
Exactly.
So you do have,
We have time.
I don't know if they call them storefronts, but you got people going in and, you know, down in Saco's got one right on Main Street, on the main drag, going, not Saco, but, down by Sebago Lake, whatever town that is.
Yeah, that's,
What's the thing in Rumford at the top of Falls?
That's a caregiver storefront.
And it went under, didn't it?
I don't know, I seen it there, so I don't know. But the new law isn't going anywheres right now,
Right.
because this is all getting switched over to the finance committee also. So, from what I'm understanding, the finance committee right now, they're not gonna touch medical marijuana until they've got their money-making recreational thing out the door and running.
But
They're not gonna touch it.
that possibility in that new law, is that what got many towns?
That's what got
That's
everybody, that's what got everybody fired
That's what I
up,
thought.
because they put the word in there that they now recognized caregiver storefronts, and that a municipality had to treat them the same as any other business. And any one of the 5,000 caregivers had the right to go into a municipality and be treated like any other business. And they would have to work through zoning, planning, and everything, and be able to open them.
But you did put a moratorium on, but at the select meeting, there is a moratorium, a 180-day moratorium on that caregiver storefront.
No,
Not yet.
no, because it was in the original one.
Isn't that what was voted for?
yes, we're going to see.
Put it to vote.
Put one out to vote, yeah.
In
Oh,
June,
okay, it has to go,
at the
oh,
June town
I
meeting,
mean,
right?
basically, they already had one, we went through this, it was worded wrong the first time, correct, Don? And then we got that to where it excluded the caregivers, because you can't put a moratorium on that. So, it's a retail store front.
I'll save these for people that aren't here.
maybe you should ask if you can be co-chairman.
I don't think that's necessary.
So what I'm saying is, even though I'm a caregiver, I think you need that to come up with something.
Yes,
Because-
I'm not saying it wouldn't be good to have.
I mean, I got
don't know
no
if you mean
intention of
co-chair,
opening-
co-chair.
Medical
Needs
store.
advice. Vice
There's no
chair.
money in
Vice
it.
chair.
Vice chair.
Yeah, same.
Well, co-chair, I think they would share together.
Oh, okay.
Vice chair
Vice
would
chair,
take
yeah.
over
So
if the
when,
chairman
if the
wasn't there.
chairman is out, then yes, okay. Vice chair.
Should someone make a motion to adjourn this gathering?
I think so, because we got another meeting coming up.
Okay.
Do we need to wait till she comes back?
Oh, yes.
Or,
There you go. This guy goes
Now,
over the rules.
Do you guys mind if I send 10 or 15 different deals that are just so you guys, I mean, I'm asking these guys over here,
Yeah, just send,
okay, that, for you guys to look at.
Yeah.
That way you guys can pick one or whatever, or just get an idea of which one is gonna fit the town.
Yeah,
You know,
because I've
that's-
been looking and I haven't had luck, I usually have good luck.
Are they
I
short
think-
and concise?
That's what I'm looking for, cause Portland's is, oh my, it's half the size of that book.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, and, you know, like I told, I don't know, Nick's wife last night asked me if I had any or knew any towns that were doing it, and I gave her a list. But I told her, you know, if you look at Portland's, way more than what Bethel, it's too big and complicated for Bethel. It's a city, they've got everything in there that we don't even know what it means. And then when you look at Holton, it's just kinda, I mean, I've never seen one like it. It's okay, here it is, and you have to apply by all our normal codes, and that's it.
They need business.
I mean, that one's real basic, and that probably doesn't fit Bethel, you know, so.
Don,
Thank you.
who needs to, find out from Christine or whomever about our having the second meeting, the 2 meetings a month?
I think we'll just, she probably just will have to kinda, coordinate a little bit and probably talk around with everybody and see what our free time is and.
Or should we just, are we just gonna go with the airport location?
that's what I thought we were
We're
gonna
going
do.
just with the airport location?
For all the meetings?
For all of them?
Doesn't bother me.
I mean, they won't
Would
be.
it-
Well, I'll tell you what, the sound would pick up better because it's smaller.
Would it depend on if the town can provide a secretary?
Yeah, I will go to work on that.
Congratulations, here are two members right here, chairman and vice chairman.
If that happens, Dawn, do they need to stay on site here or can they go?
Reggie Brown's still alive.
I think that's kind of a town facility, I don't think.
Sorry.
Away, okay.
Yeah.
So are we
I don't mind.
first and third, if that's available with the,
Throw it.
You can say that, but I don't think it's gonna be, well, I won't be able to attend if it's gonna conflict with the,
Yeah, it's gonna be, that third Wednesday is pretty much always planning board.
so do you get the second and fourth?
Isn't this the third Wednesday?
no.
Yeah.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah.
This
Is
is
it
the
the third?
third Wednesday, you, it's coming.
Well, then it's the
Your
I
fourth,
missed
planning
it.
board, yeah, it's next.
then it's the
week, isn't it?
fourth Wednesday out on the calendar.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's the fourth, it's next
Alright,
week.
so,
Next Thursday.
yeah, that's, yeah,
So
that
first and
works.
third would work for you then?
Yeah.
So if there's help
Schedule
for
so.
that, would that mean we connect the first of June? Cause this is the third
Yeah,
Wednesday of
yeah.
June. So the first Wednesday in June, not
Right.
June third.
So someone needs to put out an email on that too.
John, will you make sure we find out?
I can do that, I mean,
That isn't
You
town
got an
meeting, is
email,
it?
correct?
no, town meeting is the 13th. 12th and the 13th.
Somebody needs
So
to
it'd be
do
the- that'd be the 6th of June?
I make a motion that we adjourn this gathering.
I'd second it. It's the 6th.